Hey, welcome back to Treasures Galore. Hey, I promised in my previous video that I would do another video about a clue that I have found in The Thrill of the Chase, Once Upon a While, and Too Far to Walk. Now, I could be going down a rabbit hole. I completely understand that is a very good possibility, but I wanted to kind of just bring it up to you guys and see your feedback on it. And it might not be, a super huge clue that's going to help you, but it may, confirm the solution that you have. And the clue that I am going to talk about is take it in the canyon down. So I've already stated in my previous video that I believe it is your quest because you begin it and then your quest is what's ceasing. So if your quest is what's stopping, then your quest is what you're beginning. So I'm going to start with take it in the canyon down. Forrest has said that every word in that poem is deliberate, and he felt like an architecture drawing that poem. So each word is deliberate. So let's study that line. Take it, your quest, in the canyon down. Okay, so in and down. So, in my opinion, those are two specific directions. And I'm going to bring up a part. So I'm going to read part. I'm going to start with The Thrill of Chase. And I am looking at page 61. It's the chapter Looking for Lewis and Clark. So I'm going to read these two paragraphs. But Donnie got into serious swivet and wouldn't speak to me for a while, except to say that our unfortunate venture was ill-conceived, dumb-thought out, and I was overrated like my horse. I think he even compared my intelligence favorably with that of the two of us, the horse I mean. He said that he had important things to do in town and insisted that we go out. I quickly agreed, but the problem was neither of us knew where out was. And here it is. So I applied some mountain man wisdom to the situation. The sun comes up in the east, and we thought out was south, so that made it easy, except to say the south was over the highest mountain we had ever seen. Okay, so here we got the sun comes up in the east, and we thought out was south. So would that mean that down is west and in is north, because those are the two opposite directions of what is written in the poem? Very interesting that he uses that, but that maybe could be a rabbit hole. But let's go to Too Far to Walk, and we will read out of chapter 21, I Wished I Hadn't. So in this chapter, I want you need to read this chapter for yourself, and he's talking about this canyon where he went hunting for mountain lions. And so he says, and I'm going to read off of page 101. So he says, after a couple of calls, we saw a large mountain lion down in the canyon. So, in the canyon down. So, we saw a large mountain lion down in the canyon about 300 feet away. So then he goes on to say, the lion was on the floor of the canyon. It had 100-foot vertical walls, and the nearest place to climb down was at least a mile away. I volunteered to tie a rope around the animal so we could pull her up and out of the canyon. So there again, up and out. Sun comes up in the east, and we thought out was south. So there's another specific directions of up and out in this chapter where he's talking about this canyon that the mountain lion was down in. Very interesting. And he mentions canyon a lot in this chapter. and he says the canyon. So I thought that was pretty interesting and bringing up. And if you haven't noticed that I've studied these books so much where I'm starting to see a whole bunch of stuff, and I'll make some more videos about the things that I've seen. But now, let's go to Once Upon a While, page 93, called Montana Golden. So he says, Avalanche Lake was a fairy tale spot for me in the 1940s when I was young and could do anything. It was just a few miles north and west of where in 1959 a mountain fell and dammed the Madison River that formed Quake Lake. So if you use mountain man wisdom, like I just said, north and west would be the opposite, of sun comes up in the east, and we thought out was south. And this might be a rabbit hole, I know, but I try to go through these books and find any little thing that I can that might describe what the clues are in the poem. And he has said, and I do not believe there's only 2 clues in The Thrill of the Chase. I do not believe that with all my heart. He said there are a couple good hints, and then there are some aberrations that live out on the edge. So there are a couple good hints that I think he means that should be pretty obvious to the reader, and then he can't make it easy. He can't make this chase to where anyone can just go out and find it. He has to make it hard. So what he does is he gives a couple of really good clues, and then he gives you some other stuff where you have to figure it out. And I believe this one that I just talked about is one of those. And he does it through each of his 3 memoirs. And that's the reason why I believe he says he doesn't have anything left to say, because I believe that he's hinted at the hints in all 3 books to where now, with just The Thrill of the Chase, it'd probably be pretty hard to figure it out. But with all the other 2 books, that it should become more clear to what those hints are in The Thrill of the Chase, and then that'll help you decipher the clues in the poem, and then that way you can walk with confidence and find the treasure chest. So think about it this way. I live in the Rocky Mountains. I work in the mountains. I work in the oil field, and I drive mountain roads every single day, go up in beautiful country every single day. And I think about this when I'm out there. Like, you know how hard it would be to find that treasure chest without specific directions? Start here, go here. It's going to be almost impossible. So when I hear people having to solve and they're turning every rock up, I can't imagine that's the right way to go. Because if you don't know where you're going, any trail will lead you there. And also, I wanted to bring up this. So I work in the oil field, and anyone who's worked in the oil field, or in the mountains, I should say, knows that there's what people call oil field directions. And oil field directions are directions for people that, are out in the mountains, and you can't say you go to this street and go to this street because the streets aren't labeled. So what you do is you give a known starting point. A known starting point, okay, where you know this is, okay. So you're going to go down the road this many miles, and then you're going to see this. You're going to see a big white rock, and at that white rock, you're going to take a right. And then when you go down that road, you're going to see a big tree. It's the only tree on the right-hand side, and you're going to take that road down and go there. And I think Forrest's poem is a lot like those oil field directions, where he gives a known starting point. So I don't want to give too much into what my warm water salt is, but he said that people have showed up to that where warm water salt and didn't know it. So how would a searcher show up to a place that is the starting point and not know it? It has to be some known place where, people drive by a lot, where a lot of people think the treasure is, and they're there, and they're totally oblivious to the significance it has to the poem. So in those oil field directions, you start where a known place is. I think Forrest did that with where warm water salt, and I do think he, I think he hints at that pretty good in that Thrill of the Chase and Once Upon a While. You have to start someplace known, and then from that place, he gives you directions. You take it in the canyon, north and then west, and then you go this far, and then you're gonna see, the home of Brown, and I think he answers what below means too in the books. So you put in below that, and then from there, it's no place for the meek. And I'm gonna do a video on what I think no place for the meek is, and it hints about it in the books, So, but again, this is all my opinion, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you think that I'm going down a rabbit hole with this north and west being the answers to take it in the canyon down. But I just think it's really interesting. I think that Forrest Fenn has to give specific directions in his books if there's any chance of finding this chest. And maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't give all the answers in it, and that's the reason why, people think that he's wanting this chase to last for 1,000 years. But I don't I don't see it that way. I think deep down I kind of think he does want this treasure chest found, but I may be wrong. But anyways, I'm rambling now, so I will get off here, and please leave me a comment. If you're listening to this right now, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Good or bad, let me know. I just want to get some feedback on this. That's kind of the reason why I'm doing these videos. As you can tell, I'm not really interested in getting software or something to show my face and make all these cool videos. I kind of want to just stick to audio and just do it that way. When you're driving in your car to work or something, just listen to these videos. That's kind of my goal with all this. I don't want to make any money off of it. I don't want to, do a whole bunch of shows with other people, really, because I feel like there's really not too many YouTubers who have the same views as I do about the books, from what I can tell. So, that's kind of the direction where I want to go. I just want to kind of stick to putting content out for you guys. So, anyways, alright, well, that's the end of this video. I will catch you guys later.